Hello everyone, welcome to today's news starter. Before getting into the topics of the day, let me give you a very important fact which will be helpful for your prelims examination. Recently, melanistic tiger has been in news regularly. So what exactly is this melanistic tiger? Melanistic tiger is very important for the UPSC examination because in Odisha there is Similipal Tiger Reserve, and the Similipal Tiger Reserve is the only place in the entire world where melanistic tigers are found in the wild. So melanistic tigers are those whose skin will produce extreme amount of melanin that the skin color of the tiger will be black, not completely in black, but most of the skin will be covered with black colored skin. So why this happens? It happens because of a recessive gene. How it is getting popular? Because the lesser number of tigers in a particular habitat keeps inbreeding within themselves, and it will result in promotion of the recessive gene. So there are both positives and negatives to it. Positives is recently the Odisha government has told that we are going to promote safari for melanistic tigers separately, which will increase the tourism prospect. Negative aspect is it clearly shows that very less number of tigers are there, and that's the reason they are inbreeding within themselves. So it is a problem to the tiger population also, which the government should take care of. So within that, let us start with the topics of the day. The prelims question of the day. We were talking about melanistic tiger, so the practice question is also related to that. Melanistic is a term used to identify creatures that have dark skin, which is the correct statement. Melanistic tigers have been documented in Similipal in Odisha. Yes, that is also correct. Melanistic tigers were reported for the first time in Mudumalai Tiger Reserve is wrong because I have told you it is the Similipal Tiger Reserve, which is the only tiger reserve in the entire world where melanistic tigers are found in wild. In captivity, you can find it anywhere, but in wild, it is found in Similipal Tiger Reserve. An important scheme for this year's prelims as well as mains. Why it is important for mains also? Because promotion of science and technology is a very big topic when it comes to GS3. India has not been performing up to its potential when it comes to science and technology and research and development also. So, what measures India has been taking in this perspective? So, Vaibhav scheme is one such scheme where we are trying to align with the foreign diaspora, people who have educated in the foreign, who are working in foreign, who are NRIs or persons of Indian origin or the OCIs. It can be anyone. What we are doing is we are trying to get them back to the country, or we are trying to give them a platform so that they can give something back to the country by engaging in research and development. So this point is important for prelims. It includes NRIs, PIOs, and OCIs also. What is Vaibhav scheme? It is Vaishvik Bharatiya Vaigyanik. That is Vaibhav. The reason for promotion of such scheme is to facilitate collaboration between Indian diaspora who are in these five fields. Usually, when we talk about science and technology, we talk about STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Here in this scheme, it includes medicine also. Be very careful about such things. For prelims, usually we get questions in this manner. They will give a statement in which it will be telling that it includes students from science, technology, engineering, and mathematics only. Because we generally read news in that way, we will also go with that option. But in reality, it includes medicine also, which should be known. The mobility of faculty or researchers from overseas institutions to here, India. Who is implementing it? It's very obvious, Department of Science and Technology. So the amount of grant which is provided is very important. Monthly fellowship grant will be 4 lakh. This point is extremely important. They can spend up to 2 months per year for a maximum of 3 years at any Indian institution of their choice. So these points should be studied very carefully, very important for prelims. The design linked incentives for semiconductors. Design linked incentives for semiconductor is a very important scheme for mains specifically, because India has been trying to become the semiconductor hub of the world, the semiconductor capital of the world, anything you can call, but India want to make itself future ready. So what are all the schemes we are undertaking for it? Design linked incentive is one important scheme. So what are the basic points you need to know? It is part of Ministry of Electronic and Information Technologies comprehensive program. The comprehensive program's name is Development of Semiconductors and Display Manufacturing Ecosystem. This is the comprehensive scheme. Under this, we have the DLI scheme. So we are trying to develop semiconductors, fabrications, semiconductor display industry, everything in India. Who are applicable for this? Domestic companies, startups, and MSMEs. So this point should be given importance here. Domestic companies, because we do not want some foreign company to come and make use of the schemes provided by the government. Of course, we need more foreign direct investment, but from a long-term perspective, it would be great if an Indian company gets developed to a greater extent. So incentives is provided for a period of 5 years. The condition for this is if a company has to get incentive, they have to ensure that for a period of 3 years, their domestic status will be retaining. So at least for the first 3 years, they should remain domestic, means more than 50% of their capital should come from India. After 3 years, they can go for FDI and they can get investment. That's a different story. What's the aim? To nurture 20 domestic companies. Such points should be given importance always. It is based on such points, statements are made in prelims questions. So to nurture 20 domestic countries involved in semiconductor design, facilitate them to achieve a turnover of more than 1,500 crore in the next 5 years. We need to develop 20 domestic semiconductor companies who can get a turnover of 1,500 crore in the next 5 years. Who is the operating authority? CDAC, that is Center for Development of Advanced Computing. It is a scientific society which is functioning under Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. They are the nodal agency. CDAC, Center for Development of Advanced Computing. So all these points should be known. Make sure you remember everything. This is a very important scheme for this year's prelims. What is Article 355? Why we need to know about Article 355 is because of the present Manipur issue. Several people have been telling from a very long time, at least go for Article 355, even if you are not trying to implement Article 356. What is Article 356? Article 356 is President's rule in a state. If there is some internal security problem or external aggression or any constitutional problem, the president can take over the government of the state by suspending the assembly. In Article 355, it is one step below the president rule. It's almost the same. Here also, the center, that is the union, can take steps to protect every state against external aggression and internal disturbances. But the difference is here, under Article 355, the center will ensure the government of the state is carried on in accordance with the provision of the constitution. So that means it is not a complete president rule. It is a step below the president rule in which the state government will continue, but then all the law and regulation of the state will be implemented by the central government. It is under Part 18 of the Indian Constitution. Part 18 includes the emergency provisions. So these points are very important. About Jal Jeevan Mission. Jal Jeevan Mission and any mission related to water conservation, about drinking water are very important for your prelims examination as well as mains examination. In mains, you can get a question in any paper, in paper 1, 2, even 3 and 4, you can get question. It comes under environment, it comes under society, it can be asked in ethics also. So Jal Jeevan Mission should be given importance. The importance of the scheme is to such an extent that According to the recent results, it has been identified that 73% of rural households have already been provided with tapped drinking water. So it is one of the greatest achievement of the government, which we should be knowing. So what this achieves? The Sustainable Development Goal number 6 is to provide clean water and sanitation for all the people. This mission is a big step to achieve this goal. The aim of this mission is to provide 55 liters per capita per day for every person who is living in the country. A minimum of 55 liter of water should be provided, and this mission is trying to provide it directly to the household. This is a important point. Reliable drinking water source development is also there. So it doesn't mean that just provide tap. You need to ensure that the source from which the water is coming out is also maintained in a proper way. So technological intervention is also there for treatment of the potable water and then treatment of grey water also. So Jal Jeevan Mission is a comprehensive mission where you are providing uh, drinking water, you are ensuring that the source of the water is maintained properly, you are ensuring that the water which is provided to the people are treated properly, you are also ensuring the wastewater is getting managed properly. All these points are important. Apart from everything, the final point is capacity building of various stakeholders. Capacity building means if in case some problem happens with the tap water, or if you need some expertise, ensure that the local people will be skilled enough to take care of this. So provide with them with some skills and provide them with the capability to manage the issue if in case any problem happens in the later part. Mains practice question of the day. India has huge potential to be the semiconductor production hub of the world. Comment. When the question is asking you to comment, you have to analyze it properly and then give a comment. Who is a person who will give a comment? A person, an expert, if he is, will comment on a situation only if he know the complete idea of it. So that's why in this situation also you need to provide the positives, negatives, and then give your solution. We have studied about the design link incentive. Apart from that, other points also can be used. Study about it and try to write an answer for it. It will help you. A point which you can use in your mains answers regularly is since 2015, FCRA, Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, registration for more than 16,000 NGOs has been cancelled in the last 7 years. 16,000 NGOs registration has been cancelled because they have been violating the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. A 2012 report by Ministry of Home Affairs said that totally 20 lakh registered NGOs are there in the country, and the number of such NGOs registered under the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act is less than 2%, which clearly shows that NGOs are not following the registration process properly. Hence, it is good that we are taking strict measures in cancelling their license, because NGOs are one method or one weapon which terrorists and money launderers use to prevent peaceful situation in the country. So that has to be taken care of. See, for prelims examination, regularly we get question from map. So this year, because the Russia-Ukraine war has been continuing and going on for a very long time, we need to know about the Baltic Sea. The Baltic Sea is very important because it is very near to Russia. And in the recent times, Sweden, Finland, and their problems with Russia has also been in news regularly. So we need to know about the Baltic Sea, the countries which comes or which borders the Baltic Sea is also important. Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland. Here you have Sweden. So the Baltic Sea covers all this area. Gulf of Finland is a very important place which you need to know because Russia has very big influence here, and Finland and Russia are almost in the brink of war. because of the problems that are continuing in Europe. So Gulf of Finland should be noted. The Baltic Sea and the countries which are bordering the Baltic Sea should also be considered. Until Germany, we call it. Until Germany, Denmark, all these regions comes under Baltic Sea only. Sweden, Denmark, Germany, Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Finland, and Sweden. So it is covered under the Baltic Sea. So try to remember this very well. That will be all for today. All the best. Study well. We'll meet tomorrow.